if you didn't know, there's a guy used to make music. You know, you ever hear the song Gold Digger? It's a good one. Check it out. That man's name used to be Kanye West. Now it's Ye or Yeezus, depending on who you ask. So Kanye, which is just what I'm gonna call him. All right, I'm sorry. All right, if you don't like that, I understand. But Kanye has been saying some really silly shit recently. Full mask off, and I'm not talking about just the White Lives Matter or him wearing the MAGA hat. He's ran right up to the line, you know, right up to that line where everybody else stops, and he just sprinted up and then jumped all the way over it. And we're gonna see that. We're gonna get to watch that happen. So the first and I guess less extreme one that he did is he did a interview with Tim Pool after he apparently had this big dinner with Donald Trump, right? And at this dinner with Donald Trump, he brought ex-gay person traditional Catholic boy Milo Yiannopoulos, which I'm sure you probably, if you're watching me, you probably have some idea who he is. But suffice it to say, he's not a good guy. All right, his most inflammatory statements will say were when he tried to claim that it is healthy for young boys to have sexual encounters with adult men, that he had that and it was healthy for him and he was proud of it. So that's not good. And alongside Milo Yiannopoulos, Kanye brought to this dinner with Trump known Nazi Nick Fuentes. So and he brought them, and Trump said, well, I didn't know either of those guys. All right, I didn't know them. So Kanye was great, he was great, but he just brought these people. I didn't even know them. I don't even know them. So he's like trying to distance himself, but he did say good things about Kanye, and then Kanye went on to Tim Pool to do something that's oof, you know. And in honor of Tim being the one that got to expose this one, right, I'm gonna go ahead and put the beanie on. All right, Timmy boy, let's get this Kanye stuff. You guys ready?
Over the past week, there was a particularly big news story that's resulted in a continued news cycle, which is now going on for over a week, which is in many ways unheard of. But right now, because Donald Trump went to...
A news cycle going on for more than a week is unheard of in many ways. I don't know, Tim. It's like even when he's taking these big dubs, you know, and he's doing things that are good, he still has to get something wrong. I don't know how he does it.
With Ye and Nick Fuentes, among others, he is now being denounced by Mike Pence, several Republican senators, and for whatever reason, this story, for many reasons I suppose people have made, this story has persisted till today.
It's pretty important, you know, with people like Nick Fuentes and Milo Yiannopoulos being the ones that are front stage in this, and Donald Trump supporting them. That's big already, but to have your former vice president denouncing you for it, that's huge, especially when we're hearing that Ron DeSantis is probably running in 2024. So maybe we'll get lucky. I don't know whether good old Sleepy Joe's gonna go at it again or not. I'd like to see someone a little bit younger take off, you know. I don't want to vote for Gavin Newsom, but I guess that's what the left seems like they're trying to push. Definitely don't want to vote for Kamala Harris either. So, oof, we're in a bad spot. But hey, Republicans, if this goes down the way it looks like it might between Trump and DeSantis, Republicans might be in an even worse spot, because they're going to have these two conflicting camps of the MAGA people and these more moderate but still Republican types, you know? So I don't know. it's kind of a big W for Dems on this one.
Today. And we are able to actually sit down with several of the individuals involved in that story, notably Ye, Nick Fuentes, and Malinopolis, of course, who made the dinner happen.
Yep.
It's my understanding. Or at least got the...
I had the dinner invite before I met Milo.
Okay, my
Oh,
bad,
no.
my bad. There you go.
My notifications
so,
are
we're
on.
gonna jump right into
I
this
just
news story.
overcomplicated it.
Absolutely. So we're gonna start with that, and there's a lot we want to talk about. And you know what, man? This is a very big story. A lot of people have questions about, you know, what were Trump's intentions, why were certain people invited, and Trump, of course, has issued statements. So a lot of people want to know where he stands, and more importantly, what happened there and why. And there's also the questions about what Ye 24 means, and I'll keep that.
Oh no! Oh man, they're gonna throw Kanye into it.
Into a lot of different issues. However, head over to Tim.
Bruh, if the right has Kanye, DeSantis, and Trump all running, that doesn't look good for the right.
Timcast.com and become a member. We're gonna have a members-only uncensored show, which will probably get a bit more in depth on other issues.
Nah, it's not long enough to fast forward. Okay.
Support our work. And we'll talk about
don't support
there.
Tim Pool. He's already a millionaire. He doesn't need your
share
money.
the show with your
He's got
friends.
money. Okay.
Joining us, as I mentioned, is we have Ye himself. Would you like to introduce yourself, good sir?
You did it.
There you go. I think everyone knows who you are. And which of you gentlemen would like to introduce yourself?
Nicholas, please.
Hi, yeah, I'm Nick Fuentes. First time here on the Timcast. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is Nick Fuentes, the neo-Nazi that is a big fan of cat boys. He that's a whole nother story we'll go into at another time. But for a man that's so hell-bent on talking about sexual degeneracy in America, some of the stuff that's come out about him is a little bit sussy, we'll say.
What do you do?
Oh, I'm a live streamer. I do a show called America First on cozy.tv.
All right. And of course, Milo, you were here a couple weeks ago.
Yes, I'm your best.
Oh god, dude, Milo looks fucking awful. Holy shit. He looks so bad. That's all right. It's okay. All right.
So we've been told that the episode with you is one of the best podcasts ever. People really enjoyed hearing you speak.
I think that's accurate.
Okay.
Oh my
Thanks for
god,
coming
dude.
back.
Thanks. I was
Awful.
wondering how I was
Awful
going
human.
to make it even more extraordinary the second time I visited, but I think I might have pulled it off.
Luke's here.
Total sausage fest tonight. Welcome. My name is Ogrodowski of We Are Changed.
It's a weird thing to start with.
Didn't Epstein himself t-shirt, which you could get on thebestpoliticalshirts.com. And I think we should be using that word a little bit more.
Thebestpoliticalshirts.com. I'm gonna have to check that out off stream and see what that is, because I guarantee you most of that's gonna be fucking awful. Like I bet most of it's gonna be like, you know, you have like this one, which is kind of funny. All right, Epstein didn't Epstein himself. That's pretty funny. Okay, but like, guarantee most of it's gonna be like, I identify as an Apache helicopter. Checkmate, libtard. You know what I mean? Just on a shirt. So I'm gonna have to check that out.
On Twitter. So yeah, I started a t-shirt company after YouTube demonetized me. So
it's his shirt.
That's why I'm here. Thank you so much.
So yeah, it's gonna be a
And
bunch of
Serge.
stupid shit.
Surge.com. Pleasure, guys.
All right. And I'll just pull up this story from The Hill, which is
Yeah, let's go.
from
Let's
earlier today, 5
go.
PM. Pence says Trump should apologize. It's wrong to give anti-Semite a seat at the table. This, of course, is related
That's so
to
big
a
of
dinner
Mike
that
Pence,
happened,
man.
and
You know, Mike Pence is a worthless piece of shit human, but I'll give him the dub on this one, you know?
I was wrong a little on the details. So a dinner happened. Nick, you were there. Ye, you were there. I just want to start off by, how did this dinner come to happen, and what happened?
Don't worry, it's normal for a little
I was
bit.
talking to Trump for about a month. We had scheduled the dinner in October, and then he announced for president. He pushed the dinner back to November, and I've been pulling together a campaign. And after I put up the DEF CON tweet, a bunch of people that have been canceled, like Alex Jones, I started getting in contact with other people that were now on the inside of the matrix. And
Right off the bat, out his fucking mind, dude. Oh Oh man, hey, people like him and Alex Jones, they live outside the Matrix. Like, what the fuck is this dude going on about? He unironically believes this. Like, this isn't him grifting or saying silly shit for clicks. I think this man 100% believes everything he says, and it only gets worse from here. Only gets worse from here.
And Alex Jones,
Hey,
producer, said that Milo wanted to
welcome to
contact
the stream.
him, and here we are.
So that's how you guys got in contact.
Yeah, originally, and then I suggested that we bring in Nicholas as a enormous extra
Good call.
firepower that he is.
I will later.
Most extraordinarily brilliant political.
I do politics mostly, but I listen to debates and critique them while I play Minecraft. So it'll be like an hour or so from now. So I get it, man.
Commentator of his generation, and he's been treated just about as badly as anybody. So I thought he deserved to be in the room too. And yeah, that's pretty much how we got together.
So I have some questions about that, but we'll get through the dinner portion of how exactly this happened, what went down. So this is how you get in contact, the three of you. How is it that Nick ends up invited to this dinner? And
I might have to. I'll check it out. I don't know how it comes up on Twitch. I'm still kind of new to it, so.
And what happened?
Well, he was rolling with me. I was impressed with Nick, and I was like, just come to the dinner. And we had Karen Giorno pick us up from the airport. And there was a lot of back and forth. There's another gentleman named Jamar Montgomery that was with us. He's an engineer at Boeing. And his, was it?
I'm telling him just we should raise everyone's volume.
Okay, cool. And we sat there, and it was like when Trump came in, I said, do you want to sit alone? He's like, no, bring your friends in. So a big thing is like Trump had no idea who Nick Fuentes was.
That's what he was saying in the media too. He didn't know Nick Fuentes.
Right
Just
to
fair.
the heart of this anti-Semite claim that's happening. This is something, if you read the definition, it says you can't claim that there's multiple people inside of banks or in media that are all Jewish or you're anti-Semitic. And that's the truth. Like,
oh no.
What are we talking about? And
Elaborate. What do you mean?
Oh man, rare Tim Pool W here pushing back a little bit. Let's see what he says. But you know, the issue is that the definition, according to probably the Jews, of anti-Semite is that you're not allowed to say the Jews are everywhere, controlling everything. This is the dude that claimed to be the voice of a generation. Ooh. Yeah, the voice of a generation in the 1930s Germany, I guess.
I'm saying, like, I've been labeled anti-Semite, right? So
I wonder why.
there's different beliefs about our bloodlines, you know, like the documentary that Kyrie posted. And in general, America has been left
I don't know who Kyrie is. I don't know what documentary he's talking about. Maybe we'll have to find that one.
ignorant, and history has been changed. So when we start questioning things that question the indoctrination, then you immediately get, you know, you said debanked or what did you say?
Debanked.
Or
Demonetized, deplatformed.
Demonized, demonetized,
Demonized, demonetized, debanked, de-alived. Oh man, you can see that this man's brain is like soup and it's just sloshing around in there. And like, he's got more power and influence than almost anyone could ever imagine, and it's just soup coming out through his ears. It's crazy. That's why he's got those headphones on. It's not so he can hear better and make sure that the audio quality is good, they can hear each other. It's so that Kanye's soup brain doesn't start flying out of his ears.
Full about this time is everyone got to see what's really been happening. And now we can really understand. We can see that Ron Emanuel was right next to Obama, and then Jared Kushner was right next to Trump.
But so you,
Not not saying that the Jews run everything. I'm just saying they're always prevalent. They're always there in positions of power, and they probably do a lot of stuff, you know? I'm not saying it. Nah, dude, he says it. It gets wild. If you think this gets bad, just wait. Our next one on him, because there's two that we got to go over today. Oof. The next one is awful.
we're getting right into it, I guess, right? I was hoping to go for the news first before we got into all of this stuff. I think the issue is one way to put it is you're expounding upon a localization issue that you've witnessed, right? Let me clarify. There are a handful of people that you see are Jewish in a certain place, and then you associate Judaism with the power, whereas I view that as not relevant to it. Like, yeah, you're substantially more powerful than I am, but I don't view what you're doing as an issue of black people.
Yeah, but
okay, all right. Tim Pool pushing back. Hey, there might be Jews up there, but it probably doesn't have anything to do with the fact that they're Jews. So let's hear what our homeboy, the Fourth Riker over here, right? Let's hear what Ye has to say about it.
You ever heard the term the black vote? So it's okay to put us in one net, but it's not okay for me to put them in one net.
Yeah, but I mean,
That's the basis of the hypocrisy that people have been thinking about. And
Oh no! Oh god! His whole posse's coming in hard with it. Listen, you can say the black vote, but if you say the white vote or the Jew vote, all of a sudden it's a problem. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Number one, people talk about the white vote and the Jewish vote all the time. That's something that gets talked about. So it's not something that's going to get you canceled. But if you said, actually, black people are invading our entire country and are using massive influence that they've gained through weird blood trickery to control the media, yeah, I think people are going to have something to say about that one. I think maybe you should step in when people go that far.
and knowing about and realizing for decades, we were all wondering how this dam was going to break. Everybody in the country was wondering.
Turned out it took
why
Kanye.
hypocrisy? Why can people talk about white people a certain way? Why can't they talk about that group a certain way? And the wretched and wicked and oppressive prevailing orthodoxy of cancel culture. Well, it turned out that the one thing that was going to break the dam was the biggest star in the world, and it took the biggest star in the world to do it.
So I want you to notice the thing that's so funny is these two, right? Milo Yiannopoulos and Nick Fuentes, when they start talking, you can tell that they're like more media literate than Kanye is, right? Because they know the dog whistles. They know what to say to get away with saying some weird anti-Semitic nonsense without saying it outright. Like you heard him talk about the pervasiveness of cancel culture. And what he's saying there is white people not being allowed to dominate the world. That's what he's thinking in his mind. Why is it that like white tradcaths can't dominate the universe? That's bad, right? But you don't hear that. You hear a more reasonable tone. It's the same thing with like Lee Atwater when he was talking about the Southern strategy and stuff. And he was like, listen, you can't just say the N-word anymore. So now what we're going to do is we're going to say stuff like states' rights and forced busing and, you know, welfare. And we're going to talk about that stuff. And that's what they do. But Kanye, again, so souped-brained, so out of his depth in these situations that he just says it outright, just is outright saying, well, I don't know, man, the Jews seem to control everything, right? It's wild.
And now the dam is broken.
So let me tell you my issue. I don't like identitarianism. You guys are familiar with what that is?
Well, they started it, and they've been visiting
Sure,
on
I-
us.
When I was asking you about running for president, you immediately said, well, you know, you'd be good for the black vote. And I said, is that because I'm black? No, not just because of that. So it was that. Are you doing the same thing?
I didn't.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. Like, if Kanye kept all the Hitler stuff in, he would do probably a lot better with the black vote than someone who wasn't black that was saying the same stuff. Generally, we tend to vote for people that we identify with more. So if there are two people like talking and saying the same things, you're gonna generally associate yourself with the one you look more like. That's just like human psychology. It's something we do. It's one of our biases. So yeah, he would probably pull in more black voters than someone like Donald Trump would pull in black voters, right? But I mean, not after this stuff.
say that was the only reason. I said it was because you're personable to the common person, and you probably would do well with the black vote. Absolutely.
Personable with the common person. A billionaire with personal handlers, dude. What the fuck? Tim Pool's out of his mind, dude. I swear to God. This man is nuts. That's okay. It's all right, because when he has someone a little more crazy on, he ends up being the one that seems a little more rational. I'm only cutting in as often as I am on this particular one, by the way, because I know how this one ends. It's everywhere right now. So
Just because I'm black, because a lot of black people that don't like me.
Of course, I think race plays a role in a lot of things. Absolutely, and I think that
I think the construct of race has really been forced upon us as just something for us to be woke about and just constantly talk about and use it as these like walls.
Couldn't you say the same thing about Judaism?
Well, let's look at the facts of what I'm saying. Like you say,
listen, I think the fact that I'm black is something that the Jews pushed on me. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know that's where he's going with this.
in this neighborhood where they gerrymander this amount of time. So, hey, I wasn't doing that. I was just gerrymandering the lawyers and the Hollywood.
What the fuck? Does he know what gerrymandering is? I don't think this man has any idea what he's talking about right now. What the fuck, dude? Like, what? Gerrymandering is when you redistrict zones in different places in order to get people all tucked together in one district. It's not, you can't gerrymander lawyers. That's not what that means.
Executives and the people at the bank that debanked me and then froze my account.
Debanked.
You know, it's like we want to jump into protecting the idea that we can't put a net around something, right? But that's been my job as a producer, to take you know,
what?
a Roy Ayers sample and put a James Brown drum and put it within a 2-minute, 3-minute song. That's the way I actually think.
Music production is exactly identical to gerrymandering and demographic shifts. That's Kanye said it himself, all right? Tracking demographics, gerrymandering, the same thing as producing music. If you've ever produced music, you can go gerrymander, right? You ever like taken a sociology course and done demographic shifts? You go do the producing.
And that's the way I talk.
What is he
And
talking
now,
about,
this
dude?
morning, I found out that they were trying to put me in prison because what they did was I moved $140 million into JP Morgan. And I said, I want to talk to Jamie Dimon. Like, look at me. I'm just going in naive, you know, multi-billionaire. Like, maybe Jamie Dimon will let me in on some deal flow. Wrong. And I'm just like banging my hands like, I want to meet with Jamie. And I start complaining on.
This man just walked into a JP Morgan, said, I'm a principal investor here. Let me speak with the CEO. I want to talk with him. And then they like threatened to arrest him. Like, yeah. What the fuck else did you think was gonna happen? What?
Online, and then they debank me for complaining.
Yeah. If you run into their office and you like throw a shitstorm about how you're not getting to speak specifically with the CEO, naturally they're not gonna want you there again. So they probably kicked you out because you're a fucking loon, my guy. That's why, yeah, of course. I wouldn't want you banking with me if that's what you were doing. Like, if I was the CEO of the bank and you just showed up thinking that you deserved all the time that I had, like, what if I'm doing something, man? Set up an appointment. Talk with me. Don't just, like, run in and be like, I want to speak with him right now. I'm an important person. Dude, but this is, like, the shit, though, dude. Like, Kanye... way back when, right? I remember seeing this on, I think it was A Dose of Buckley did like a whole skit on it, right? And I saw it and I had to check it myself. He tweeted out, yo, y'all don't need to be giving all this money to people in Africa for schools. Y'all need to be giving that money to me so that I can produce my next album. Yeah, like, this man is insane. I have no idea how he has gotten as far as he has. It's fucking insane. It's crazy. Like, how do you get here like this? But this dude legitimately thinks himself basically a god, and that's why he assumed, like, you know, I just walk in there, I talk with him because I'm fucking Kanye West, bruh. I'm Kanye fucking West, bruh. Like, nobody gives a fuck, all right? You still got to set up an appointment, my man. You've never spoken with this dude your whole life. You got to set up an appointment.
So I'm about to get debanked. They're like, you need to go to Trump's, the bank, AXO, whatever. You got to go. And I'm like, I've been trying to buy my own bank for the longest. And then we figured out how to get my own bank. It's like 50 million, 75 million. So I'm about to buy my own bank. But then as you're about to take the money out, here comes Adidas with a $275 million bill for marketing funds that they agreed upon. Because I said to them, hey, I'm the marketing, give me the marketing fund, which proves by the response they got when they, you know, stole the designs and said, we're going to not call them Yeezys anymore.
Bruh, if he took all that money from Adidas and then did the DEFCON 3 shit, like, yeah. You can't pay a spokesperson and be like, here, you're going to do the marketing. All right, we trust you. You're good at marketing. Here you go. And then they, like, tank your company and you don't give them the bill for the marketing. Like, yeah, I would too. I would take them to court. Like, you can't present yourself in this way. Show us a business model. Show us an idea how to do something and then just tank it. Like, yeah. There's gonna be financial repercussions for damaging a brand, my guy. I'm sorry. That's just like, that's capitalism, my guy. Like, that's it. It's not hard.
So this is what I was already fighting Adidas for. So I'm fighting Gap, get out of Gap, fighting Adidas, and then I deal with this little bit of noise from, you know, Zionism from the fashion world, where they use this plant named Gabby, who's obviously like some kind of CIA agent, knows nothing about fashion. This is a certain thing. When someone...
What the fuck? Holy shit, dude. Some CIA plant. Oh, shit. Saying that the Jews control the CIA. Some Zionist thing, you know, with the CIA. What the fuck, dude? This guy is nuts.
Can't dress, you know that they're not like a fashion person. They're just there as like the society, like the control that they try to use with celebrities, which has now been broken, right? Because you know where it broke. Okay. I want to get on like LeBron in a second, but I'm gonna come back to this and just talk about this.
Oh man, don't.
Where
you can't be talking shit on LeBron, man. People love LeBron. People don't love you after this one, Kanye. I gotta tell you, after this appearance, people don't love you no more, okay? So, bad move if you're trying to go after LeBron.
You know, I'm not going to mention her name because she's a nice lady, but someone at Cohen Resnick tells me, and I tell all of my finance people, never use the term a lot. But they said, okay, you're going to have to pay a lot of taxes. And that made me feel like they're just like waiting, like we finally got him. We finally can put him in jail. And I was like, can I still run for president in jail?
What?
So I was like, okay, that's fine then. It'll be okay.
But
I'm just not going to pay my taxes and they put me in jail. I can still run for president, right? So, fuck it. I just won't pay my taxes. Like, he's admitting to trying to commit tax fraud on YouTube. Like, what is happening?
But if you were
Wow.
Jeffrey Epstein, they wouldn't touch your bank account. They would allow you to break the rules, regulations, just like J.P. Morgan and Chase did.
That's
just
right.
Like Deutsche Bank did. So there is an issue to bring up with that. But when it comes,
Dude, unironically, this dude is JQing right back. This guy that's like a host for Tim Pool was just like, yeah, but you know, if you were like Epstein or someone like that, you know, one of those Zionists, you wouldn't get debanked. It wouldn't be a problem. Like he's just doing it back. But again, this dude's media literate. So because he's media literate, he's not just gonna say the Jews. He's gonna euphemize it like he did.
to the race stuff, I think this is an important discussion to have because I think
I have to complete this thought. You guys got to.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, because I'm talking about literally finding out that they were trying to put me in prison this morning. Watch this. So
This morning.
yes, so not come to my house this morning, but I found out. Okay, so they froze. They put a $75 million hold on 4 of my accounts, and then they said you owe a lot of taxes. Took me like 6 hours to find out how much a lot was. They said, well, around $50 million. Now I'm going to different CFOs like, okay, so would this be tax evasion? Because I'm obviously not.
Oh no, my guy. He doesn't even know that he's committing tax fraud. Oh no. Oh fuck, dude. Get yourself a CPA, dude. You're a fucking billionaire. Get yourself someone that's a designated accountant to your account. What, it costs you like $1 million a year for someone like you? That's nothing. And you'd have like the best CPA team on the planet. Like, fuck, dude. Just hire someone to manage your money. Like, he's got so much of it. Just hire someone to pay your taxes for you. Holy shit.
The most financially literate person on the planet. I was just a child, basically. Like, when you become famous, you stop growing at that point. I became famous at
I don't know
age
about
24
that.
and I had
Wait,
handlers.
24? No. Come on. Come on. You can't say I was a baby at 24. Dude, I do my own taxes. All right? Like, I can file my taxes at 24. You don't just not learn how to do taxes. I don't. Oh, man. This man is extraordinarily mentally ill. All right? I don't know who's in charge of this man, but someone needs to put the rails, like, around him. Okay, someone needs to slap the leash back on because, my God, this is out of hand.
Around, I had my mom around, different things, and it was always like you go from one handler to the next handler to the next handler. So now I'm having
He admits to having handlers, baby. He needs them.
A company. I get to learn how to to count. Really, I was like Pablo in a movie. It was like,
by the age of 24, I didn't know how to count. What? Like, finally, because I didn't learn how to count when I was 24. So finally, I get a business and I start a business, and now I learned how to count. What? What are you doing, my guy? Oh no. Ooh. Okay. All right. This is voice of a generation, guys. Voice of a generation.
it's like I didn't even know where to put the money, like literally making $300 million cash, but you're just like a high priced, we're not going to use the S word just because it's like too passe to use it, but it's like
the S word.
Next year I was supposed to make $500 million in royalties, and like no one needs this amount of money. But when I would work on homeless shelters and ideas, I'd have a contractor, we won't say what race, and they'd be tearing down the contracts. It's all about.
My man's like, I don't know how to count. This is the first time I've learned how to count. Also, all the Jew contractors are telling me that I'm not counting right, and it's because they don't like helping homeless whites. That's what it's about. Dude, I like beyond parody. There is no way to like satire this. I feel like there's nothing for me to like poke fun at, because this is just like anything I would do as satire is not as extreme as what you're hearing. You know, it's crazy.
You know, position. It's not about the amount of money that you have. And, you know, to come in here, I feel like it's a setup to be like defending. I'm not going to go through another, like, I'm literally going to walk the F off the show if I'm sitting up here having a, you know, talk about, you can't say that it was Jewish people that did it when every sensible person knows that. I mean, Jon Stewart knows what happened to me, and they took it too far. It was like American History X. Like, my head was on the side of the curve, and the exact people that I called out kicked my head. We found out that my trainer was a MK Ultra Canadian intelligence.
He worked in the defense research and development in the Canadian military, essentially working on psyops.
Who's this
in the
guy?
Canadian.
His personal trainer was ex-military. Oh, okay. Yeah. Like, what? Yeah. That makes sense. Ex-trainer. Or, you know, ex-military. I guess ex-trainer now. Ex-trainer. Personal trainer was ex-military. That makes perfect fucking sense to me. But they're like, oh my god, did you know he worked on secret operations? That means that he was trying to use mental warfare. Like, come on, dude. What are we doing?
Military. This is Harley Pasternak.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, look.
Okay.
They tried to medicate me. I was exhausted. They wrongly diagnosed me, and they when I asked them how much lithium did you want to put me on exactly, it took them 4 days to answer because they were embarrassed about the amount, right? And I refused to take this, right? You
Sorry, I just had to throw up all over myself. That is one of the worst phrases I think I've heard someone say. They were going to give me so much lithium to help stabilize my mood that they were embarrassed to tell me. It took them 4 days to tell me. So I didn't take it. Yeah, okay. I believe you. I believe you, Kanye.
understand that if I had taken the medication, I would not be here, and it would have been, Wois, he was deeply troubled. We miss him. We love his music, though.
Well, they would have Britney Spears you. I mean, look at
They
what
would have
look-
Michael Jackson.
or worse, yeah.
So
Look at what they did. Look at what they did to Britney. When she went in, she was tired, she was
Wow.
exhausted, she was in a bad way. But 10 years of that medication wrecked her brain. You can see it now. You can see there's not much of her left.
you mentioned Pasternak was the name.
Wow, dude. It has nothing to do with being under that conservatorship, the unreasonable amount of stress that woman experienced in her lifetime, becoming a literal child star, not like Kanye when he was 24 and became like a star. Like, she was actually a child star first, right? Wasn't Britney a child star? I'll look it up sometime. Yeah, you can make fun of me if that's wrong. But yeah, like, she's been under a lot of stress. She hasn't had access to any of her own money all this time, unlike Kanye. So, little bit different situation, but of course Milo doesn't care. It's about equivocating for him. You know, again, smart guy, media literate, piece of shit human, but knows what he's doing.
Yes, Harley Pasternak. That's the text message that he posted that we were talking about before.
Here's
That's the lobotomy.
let me-
You know?
Yeah.
Before the show, obviously, I'm getting a bunch of messages from people. People are hitting me up, and they're like, "You shouldn't host them. They're anti-Semitic. They're white supremacists. They're racist." I do find
They sure
the
are.
idea- I do find it funny or weird, or whatever, that Nick, they call you a white supremacist. You're here working with or for one of the most powerful black men, one of the wealthiest and most famous.
Oh man, oh, I don't know if you guys caught that. Oof. All right, I'll take it back just a second.
Before the show, obviously.
I want you to watch this because it looks to me like that kind of upset Nick Fuentes like a lot. Like he was looking normal at the camera doing his thing, and then you can see the instant he recognizes that it's like he's in service of a black person, and instantly it drops. It's so fucking funny. Oh my
Obviously, I'm getting a
god,
bunch of
dude,
messages
you
from
gotta
people
look at it.
hitting me up, and they're like, "You shouldn't host them. They're anti-Semitic. They're white supremacists. They're racist." I do find the idea. I do find it funny or weird, or whatever, that Nick, they call you a white supremacist. You're
Here it
here
is.
working with or for one of the most powerful black men, one of the wealthiest and
Did you see it? Oh man, it's so quick. You almost have to slow-mo it, but he's there and he's like just for a second, and then he realizes he can't do that.
Was famous. But a lot of people are saying on the right,
he hates
specifically,
black
don't
people.
black
It's okay.
And I said, well, I want to understand what they're thinking and why they're thinking it. They're part of, they're involved in what may be the biggest news story of the past week, and we have an opportunity to sit down and talk.
Because
with
the
them.
red media controls both sides. It just said it as simple as possible. Jared Kushner was next to Trump. Ron Emanuel was next to Obama.
But see,
since 1940, go ahead.
I was gonna say, isn't that an issue of these individuals? Like you're extrapolating.
I'm not having. I'm going to order with the last of my money that's available in a different account. I'm going to order a PJ before I sit and have another Lex Friedman setup conversation. When I'm literally they're trying to put me in jail for my opinion.
But
I'm not going to have that opinion. I don't care about people. Those are
This
bots
man's wild.
that are trying to tell you. We realize. Look at Pence. He sold Trump out. You get what I'm saying? It's like I would have never wanted to do anything that hurt Trump. I'm on Trump's side. Trump said things that hurt me. He lied about me, but I mean, he's known for lying. And when people used to tell me that, he's a liar, it's
What
like,
the fuck? This is what I mean. This man's mind is gone, dude. Gone. Just he doesn't even know what he's saying anymore. It's like he's focused on something else as he's talking.
I went into
It's
the
crazy.
trenches for Trump. That's another conversation. There was no one in my position that wore that hat, and all of my surroundings.
Well, lots of people in his position wore that hat. Lots of people did, actually. That's why we had Donald Trump as president for 4 years, because lots of people wore the hat. Lots of rich people did too. So, yeah, they did.
Surroundings exhausted me. It was like death by 1,000 questions. I know I'm jumping to another thing, but what I'm saying is, I know you got a rep for your people online, but it's you got a person in real life that I'm not with it, bro. I lost the money for the freedom of speech, and that's what makes me the only American that we know that really deserves to run the country, because everyone else, your boy DeSantis, Trump, whoever they raise in a petri dish over on the Democrat side.
Oh man, see what I mean? Like, whoever they raise in a petri dish on the Democrat side, like this man's out of his fucking mind. This dude legitimately thinks that he is unplugged from the Matrix, and anyone that disagrees with him is still in it. It's crazy.
Going to play the game.
Look,
and,
here's what I was trying to get to. You went right into the anti-Semite thing.
Oh,
I
shit.
think it's something that should be talked about.
Here we go.
If you start bringing this up, you're going to ask my opinion on it. I'm going to disagree with you.
I didn't ask your opinion on it. You jumped
but
I didn't ask for your opinion on this, Tim. I came onto your show because I thought I'd just get to talk about how the Jews are bad. How dare you push back against me on this one?
But I don't care about your opinion. I like your opinion on how we win an election, but I don't care about anybody's opinion, bro. I lost. They tried to put me in jail. They blocked $2 billion I had. Like what I told Farrakhan, I said, look, is it anti-Semitic?
Oh, man. Luis Farrakhan is also a super rabid anti-Semite. He's a Nazi, but he thinks that instead of the Aryan race being put down by the Jews, he thinks that the black people, Africa, is being put down by the Jews. It's fucking wild. You should absolutely go listen to Luis Farrakhan if you want just some of the wildest shit on the planet.
Semitic for me to say his name out loud. I
The
told
minister.
Yeah, the minister. I told
Obama met with him too.
Oh, he was. Yeah, I mean, the Jewish people allowed Obama to meet with the minister. Farrakhan said, well, did he have the money? The contract for the next 4 years, if I hadn't done anything, would have been $500 million a year for 4 years. What I was fighting for.
So that's $2 billion. Yeah.
So my children could, I'm sorry, sometimes I think about.
He's about to say something about how his children aren't going to be able to eat. I guarantee that's what he was thinking. And then he realized, wait, shit, I'm like a billionaire. I can't say that. Somebody will fucking catch me. Yeah, your children are fucking fine, Kanye. All right, they're going to be okay. Okay? All right. My mom made $35,000 a year, and I'm still around and alive. Okay. I think your kids are going to be fine.
7 thoughts at one time, because anything I see, I come up with like 7 answers to it and then just choose what it is. But the thing is, when I said my children, the reason why my brain kind of blocked, because it's like God is saying, you know, your children are going to be okay. Baby mama's got money, right? God is using me. He's breaking me down, removing all of the, richest person, all of this, so I can serve him. And the more and more those things are taken away from me, the more I can be empty and be a vessel and be able to be used. And right now,
bruh, he thinks that Jesus, the Jewish guy that started Christianity, Jesus, that guy, I'm sure you're familiar with him. He's straight up trying to say that Jesus is talking to him and using him to destroy the Jews. Like, what planet do we live on, dude? This is unreal.
it's like, you're not gonna take, if we can't, you're not gonna take my pain away, right? The Jewish people say, it's the Holocaust, this happened, and you can't say anything about it. We can't take their pain away. No one's gonna denounce the fact that they tried to lock me up. That's what, because
ah, shit. You know, there's a lot of people out there, and they're talking about how the Holocaust happened, right? And that hurts people, right? The Holocaust hurt somebody, I'm assuming, right? But nobody want to talk about how somebody wanted to maybe put me in prison once, right? Why is it we don't want to talk about that? Why is it everyone knows the Holocaust, but not everybody knows that I might have maybe been thrown into prison once for acting like an asshole at a bank? Like, unironically, this is the thing he's saying right now. He's comparing his persecution for apparently running up into a bank and screaming and beating on a table, which is, again, what he said, not what I said. So that happened, and that to him is equivalent to the Holocaust. In his brain, people need to know about both of them.
every time I'm just holding stride, and it's like, I thought I was more Malcolm X, but I find out I'm more MLK.
You're more Goebbels, my guy.
Because as I'm getting hosed down every day by the press and financially, I'm just standing there. And when I found out that they tried to put me in jail, it was like a dog was biting my arm, and I almost shed a tear, almost. But I still.
Bro, this man needs help. This man needs help. I can't believe that. Malcolm X. I thought I was Malcolm X, but really I'm like Martin Luther King. Like, I can't. There are levels, man. And just sometimes it breaks you to hear shit like this. Yeah, I'm sure Martin Luther King Jr. would agree with that if he was alive today. He'd be like, yeah, you know what? Kanye West saying all that stuff about the Jews, it's true. He's right. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's true.
Still walked in stride through it.
Fuck, dude.
I think they've been extremely unfair to you. I
Who
think.
was they though? We can't say who they is,
corporate
can we?
press. I'm not using the. I don't use the word as the way I guess you guys use. I'm
It
talking
is
about
them, though, isn't it? I mean,
Oh,
because,
no.
and because when you think about it, consider
It is them, though, right? Like, it is the Jew. Like, when we say they and we're saying the Jewish people, and you're telling me it's not them, but like, it is them, dude. Like, listen. And this is, I know this is the part, man. This is the clip that's been running around right here. This is fucking wild.
Almost, but I still walked in stride through it. Yeah.
I think they've been extremely unfair to you.
Who is
Who
they,
is
though?
We can't say who
My
they is.
God.
Press. I'm not using the. I don't use the word as the way I guess you guys use. I'm
it
talking
is
about.
them, though, isn't it? I mean, because when you think about it, consider it. In 2018.
What do you mean it's not?
What do I mean? Like, okay, so how about? Are you leaving?
Are you afraid of the press?
He's gone.
He just left.
I'll say it right
He
now.
just stormed out.
You got. You got.
And there is 2 hours remaining in this podcast where they end up just having to talk about what happened. And I'm not going to make you guys sit through any of that because that would be awful and it would be off topic. Because what I want to show you guys is even worse. This man, this legend, this absolute legend here.
Hitler was a really bad guy, and I repudiate what Hitler did. I understand that the British intelligence set him up and used him.
I like Hitler.
I don't like Hitler.
I like Hitler. Just straight up, I like Hitler.
I'm trying to be shocking with that.
I'm not trying to be shocking. I like Hitler. I do not. The Holocaust is not going to happen. Let's look at the facts of that. And Hitler has a lot of redeeming qualities.
So tell us, you think Hitler was the good guy in World War II?
I think God says man should not kill. We should not have wars, period. None of us should be killing anybody. Ukraine and the streets of Chicago, all violence should stop, and we should all serve Christ. That's what I feel.
I like Hitler. I love Jesus. Yeah, man. He's out of his fucking mind.
I love everyone accordingly. From
out of his fucking mind.
Balenciagas to the Hitlers.
Well, let me tell you a story.
Hold on, sir.
Okay.
To Ari Emanuel, to Jamie Dimon, to the people who... What's that?
Got an Amber Alert. Here's what I'm saying.
Wow.
My grandfather would never tell World War II stories. And after he died, we read over his stuff, and he never even told my dad all the stuff he did and everything. But it was all in their letters and commendations. He told me, he said, kid, I was like 8 years old.
I thought Amber Alerts is when my ex-girlfriend Amber was doing something in the streets. I got to
before he died, I was like,
this man, someone help this man.
He said, okay, well, we came in out of Africa. We came into Italy. He was there 3 years. He said by the time they got to Germany, they went into this death camp, and there were piles of dead bodies 100 feet tall with blackbirds eating people's eyeballs out. All I'm telling you is that just because you hate the globalists and what they're doing, and I get it, Klaus Schwab's grandfather was a Nazi. I think there's Nazis above the ADL.
Yeah, but Nazis are like kind of cool.
Oh man, you heard it. You heard it. I didn't say it. That is Kanye. That is coming from Kanye's mouth right now as we speak. That is something fucking else, dude. So yeah, Kanye West loves Hitler. Kanye West, big fan of Hitler, big fan of Nazis, says it outright. It's not to shock you. It's because they're actually really cool. They was all right. You know what I'm saying? They're pretty cool. Jesus is Lord. Nazis are cool. What a fucking dude. Holy shit.